Meltdown.
You should let it.
Huh?
Alright, so we're going to start our Young Living Essential Oils Sip and Sniff class. It's going to be lots of fun. Everybody has wine.
Yes.
And we're going to start with why I got into Young Living. My mother-in-law started using it, and my son had crazy skin irritation, and she made me this little roller, and I was like, what is that going to do? Not going to do much. Like, I didn't believe it. And she made this roller with frankincense. What else was in it?
Geranium,
lavender, and I think that's it. We might have added something to it later on. But I started using that with coconut oil on his patches that were super, super dry and irritated, and they started to clear up. And then I got rose ointment, which, oh, that's upstairs. That's not on my little table because I use it every day. The rose ointment I put on him after every single bath, and his skin has completely cleared up. It's starting to show signs again now because of the weather, and I just put the rose ointment on, and it immediately, like, subsides and gets better, and he says, like, oh, boo-boo, he says boo-boo, and then I put it on, and it's all better the next morning. So I use it every single day, and it really helps his skin. So that's literally how I got started and what made me hooked on Young Living. And then we obviously use the oils for sleep, which I'm sure all of you have seen. But the other thing, I was like, where does this stuff come from? The Seed to Seal is like, it's a Seed to Seal promise. It's amazing. Like, you can visit any kind of Young Living farm. They have their lavender farm in Utah. Anybody in the world can go visit it. You don't have to be a member. You just be like, hey, I want to see what's going on at this farm, and you can go visit it. You know that there's pure oils going in, and you know where they're coming from. That's like, I kind of was unimpressed with some of the products that I was using, and when I found out what they were rated on, like,
Think Dirty.
Think Dirty.
Yeah.
I've been Think Dirty. What is it? EWT.
Yeah, I only ever use Think Dirty.
I use the Think Dirty app, and when I found out that the oils, I'm sorry, not the oils, with the products that I was spending good money on to help my baby's skin weren't good at all, I was shocked, and I was like, this is not fair. Like, I'm spending $30, $40 on these creams that aren't even good. So when I found out that the oils are super pure, I knew that I could, like, if I wanted to truck to Utah, I could, and I could see exactly how they were made. I know that Young Living, like, if something's not up to par, they completely make that product out of stock. And in the Young Living, like, community, which I'll talk more about, but in the Young Living community, when something's out of stock, it's not a bad thing. It means that Young Living is doing its job, because if something's not 100% the way it's supposed to be made, they make sure that they put it out of stock so that they can get it the way it's supposed to be. So, I mean, the Seed to Seal is just something that I think that everybody should know about before going into the kit. And then this is the pretty box that it comes in, which, like, I wanted to show everybody because it's so beautiful. And there's lavender. Lavender on there, which is my favorite.
That's like one of the fields in Utah, right?
Yeah. I mean, I want to go to the lavender field so bad.
Next.
I wouldn't want to.
We need to do a field trip.
Field trip.
That sounds so fun. And they're so pretty and smell amazing. So there's a ton of products that Young Living sells, but this is the premium starter kit, which I advise everyone to start with, because Gary Young knew exactly what he was doing when he made this kit, because it comes with an oil for literally everything that you can think of. The first one, the first row is vitality oils, and what that means is that you can ingest those oils. So in the kitchen we have iced tea with lemon and orange vitality oil, and I have some peppermint brownies that everyone's going to try. So the vitality oils you can ingest, so those are the white labels, and that's what that means. So the first one is lemon, and I'm going to pass them all around so you can smell them, but lemon is super uplifting. You can smell it now. It's really good in your tea. It's soothing. I'm sure I pass it the other way, so there's a little gap there. I use lemon in my Thieves cleaner. It takes up any kind of sticky residue, and unfortunately I have a lot of sticky residue in my home with 2 kids. Let's see, I use it in my water every morning to kind of wake me up. I know some people use peppermint in their water, but peppermint's really strong for me, so I stick with the lemon. I know, my mother-in-law, Missy, she likes the peppermint, but I prefer lemon.
1 drop.
It's just, yeah, 1 drop. It's potent stuff because it's concentrated, so you have to be careful with how much you use. I mean, I was like, how many drops of peppermint should I put in my brownies? Because I didn't want it to be like all peppermint. Obviously, you want some chocolate too. So I did 2, 3 might have snuck in, but definitely 2. This next one is Thieves. This is really good in your tea, but Thieves is mainly going to boost your immune system. We have a wellness roller with Thieves, frankincense, lemon, and oregano. My boys put it on their feet almost every morning. Right, brides, you put your wellness roller on your feet. Yeah.
Does it tickle?
Yeah.
What does it do? Does it smell good?
Yeah.
So whenever we're feeling a little under the weather, we apply the wellness roller. We try to catch it before it comes. But also, Thieves smells really good. It's been my fall staple. I love candles, but I haven't been buying them as much lately because I have the diffuser, and I still love my candles. But Thieves, it smells like cinnamon. I mix it with cinnamon bark, and it just smells so good. Yeah, I made my mom a roller too, and she uses it on her feet too. Also, it's good to put on your spine. You have to use it. I mean, if you're sick and you use it, it's not going to work immediately. You have to use it a lot. That way it's effective. This is the peppermint. It smells so good.
So cool.
This is the peppermint that I made the brownies with tonight. This is great for hot flashes or anything like that.
Who are you looking at me for?
I'm just sticking up you through Cat. Like,
Okay.
I'll send you a little bottle.
It's working wonders.
Yeah, so you just have to be super careful with this around your eyes because it can burn. So it's also really good, but it's good for a headache or like any tension up here, but like put a drop as far near your hairline as possible because if it does get near your eyes, it burns. So be careful. But it is good. I mean, I haven't tried the brownies, but when I was making it, I was like, oh my god, this smells so good. So I'm excited to try it. This is copaiba. I haven't used this much for any other purposes other than for my Shani. This is good for if you have any kind of tension or flaming in your mouth. I use it for a cranky baby, if you catch my drift. So I use it on a cranky baby who is getting some new white sparkles in his mouth, right? And also, copaiba is it's good to enhance with any other oil. So if you put it with another oil, it will just make that oil even stronger. I haven't diffused this yet. I know many people do. I just haven't. But Shani will take a little drop right on his gums, and he'll sleep better for me and stuff. Being so cranky with his.
So good.
I use that in my paint away roller.
I do. Oh yeah, I use it with my pan away. With my pan away too. And then this is Digest. I have to say.
The smell is terrible.
It really does.
But it works really good.
It works
Kyle
amazing.
used it.
I made them.
It worked.
It did work.
You can put it on your stomach if you're having any kind of issues with your belly.
The bottle,
Kyle.
yeah.
He's
Yes,
saying
that's
I
it.
know.
Kyle.
That daddy.
Any kind of issues with your belly. I don't have that many, luckily, but one day I was really way too hungover for a mother of 2. It was after my husband's 28th birthday party. I partied like it was my birthday, and I was not feeling good in my belly at all. So I put this on, and I was able to go to a wedding 2 hours later and actually eat, even though I didn't eat anything all day because I was so upset. My stomach was so upset. But I put this on, And 2 hours later, I ate a full meal. I ate dessert. And that whole day, I didn't eat a thing because I felt so nauseous. So, I don't know. You can smell it.
Okay, I was gonna
But
say,
it does not smell good. We will be honest with you.
Smell it
But
down.
it is
Don't
a
smell
very
it close.
good tummy hangover cure for sure.
Not here. Smell it down
This
here.
one you can't
Smell
have.
it low.
This
Don't,
one is
like,
Panaway. This one actually has a child safety lock on it because it has wintergreen in it.
like
You are
down
not
here.
supposed to have
If you
it.
hold it, you can't.
You want to go upstairs and grab one of his rollers, maybe?
Mm-hmm.
The sleep time one is in Brian's room. And then you can roll that.
Gotcha.
This is childproof, but I don't. It's really fun for me to.
It's also
If
Allison.
you look at
It's
the
also Allison.
So
It's like black, like
it's
licorice.
childproof because of the wintergreen. It's really not good for them to have.
if you
So
read the
this
label,
is
it'll tell you
good
what's in it, like what
for
oils are in it.
eggs. So I have a roller. This is actually the roller. This is actually the oil that got Kyle hooked. I put it in a Pain Be Gone roller, and with copaiba and coconut oil, and he rolled it on his wrists because his wrists were really bothering him. I won't send this camera on this.
Shane.
His wrists were really bothering him with work. He's a mechanic, so it was really painful. I have some weird issue going on with my heels right now, and I apply it every night before I go to bed. I give myself a little massage with it, rub it in, and I can walk in the morning because sometimes I like hobble to bed and it hurts so badly.
You do. I'm in doing it.
You're past
Good smell.
Yeah, you're right. Which one is that? Yeah.
Sleep, I think. Sleep
Sleep
tight.
Well,
You rolling it all over?
I don't know if you will
Good job, bud.
because you're just woke up from a nap. We'll see.
Nana
That's
tired
okay.
out.
Well,
We were playing,
okay, I guess 3 hours ago.
right?
So do you do that every night, Rod? Shane does too.
Sleep?
There you go, Shane.
I might have to try that. Yeah, definitely.
And that roller is diluted for kids. You have to always make sure you can stay on that and carry their
Yeah,
heart
that's-
than me.
We're
try
gonna
to get that kind of stuff.
Oh.
That bottle is diluted a little bit more with coconut oil because they're little, so you have to make sure.
Does that tickle? Does that tickle?
Is the coconut oil something?
Woohoo!
Or is it just something you buy?
No, the coconut oil you can buy. I mean, you don't have to make rollers or anything, but I mean, it is the easiest way to apply because some of them, I mean, these is a hot oil, so if you apply that without coconut oil, it could cause irritation. So always have an oil. You could do any kind of fractionated oil. I get a big 16-ounce bottle from Amazon.
Good job,
It lasts me, I mean, I haven't bought one since August. So you
And
just need
it's
a couple little
inexpensive.
drops.
It's like 12
Yeah, I know Target sells one too. That's probably where I'll go next. But
It's
You can get them at
I mean,
Giant
I
too.
saw-
I saw
Oh,
bottles
really?
of it at
oh,
Giant.
that's good.
And I do the
So
roller
I have it actually. I'm gonna grab it. It's on my order. Most of the rollers for like adults, I fill up like it ends up being like halfway the roller. They're 10 milliliter rollers, so they're like that big, halfway with oils, and then carrier oil and just top it off. But that's what I get, and I got that in August.
Oh, it really was.
I got this in August.
Yeah, it goes a long way.
It's still like full.
Yeah. I need more of that.
Good.
And it's fractionated coconut oil, not the hard
Yeah, they have. I mean, you
Coconut
can do.
oil that they sell in the
What's the
grocery store.
one oil you do?
Just a whole
I
bunch
have
of oil.
jojoba. It's a little better for your skin if you're gonna do like face serum or a moisturizer or something like that.
It's
Because the
also, like,
coconut causes pores
frankincense
on your face. But if you're gonna
Frankincense
roll it
with
on your
coconut oil is amazing for your face.
So good. And lavender. If you do lavender,
Well, you
frankincense.
can. You can use it on your face.
Well, I put
but-
frankincense in my my face wash. We're gonna miss that frankincense, but this is RC. You can probably still smell it, but I'm actually out of this. Brayden has an awful like post-nasal drip around this time of year. He wakes up every morning really noisy and
No coffee.
so I put 2 drops in his diffuser. with lavender and cedar wood for sleep, but I put 2 drops of the RC, and sometimes I rub it on his chest with coconut oil to help him because he does wake up and he's awfully, I feel bad for him.
I have a question. Can you mix? Like you're saying this one is good for that, this is good for that. Can you mix them both? Does it still work for both?
Yes, it will. And it's funny you say that because like I use cedarwood and lavender for sleep, and there's people that use cedarwood, just cedarwood, and they get nightmares. But if you mix it with that calming lavender, it's like the perfect blend. So what Young Living has a Facebook group, and literally there's so many tutorials, and there's so many real evidence of people using stuff, and any questions you have, you just type it in and they'll give you like so many answers, and that's like the easiest part. And then there's these 2 books here that you can look through, and they tell you different types of blends that tend to work for people. I mean, none of these oils are FDA approved, but people use them in real life. People use them in real life, and they tell you what works for them and what doesn't. So these books are really awesome that they help you with figure out how to blend. Right, and it's trial and error. Like you're not going to use it tonight and it's going to work. Like I have somebody, I won't say it, but that keeps asking for things and they're not working because they're not used consistently. So you need to use them consistently at least for like 10 days to 2 weeks before you see a difference. Like something like the Digest, that's something that you would notice immediately. But if you're trying to sleep better, if you're trying to support your emotional support, you need to use it consistently to see a change.
It started like slow. Like when I started, I was always nervous about my cat, but what I always did was I would start with like 2 drops of my diffuser, and then see how I react to it, and then add like 2 or 3 more, like depending on how your body reacts. Everyone's different.
Like some people get their diffuser and they're like, oh my gosh, it gave me a headache. And we're like, well, how many drops did you put in? Like if you put 15 to 20 drops in that small diffuser, like yeah, of course all those different things are going to give you a headache. Like it's too much. So I mean, I have probably 5 drops in there right now, and I've been of 3 different things. But if you keep like, you know, you have to learn. It's a learning process really to see what works for you. But that's why the kit is essential, because it has a little bit of everything. Because there's different versions and different, like sometimes if things go out of stock, like Young Living will remake an oil without that piece that's out of stock. Some people end up liking that better. So like there's lots of different versions. Like I right now would get to frankincense, but I mean I'm broke at the moment, so frankincense is pricey because it does wonders on people. But I bought the poor man's frankincense called LME. The poor man's frankincense is $20, and I bought that, and I was like, I mean, they say it kind of has the same benefits of frankincense, just isn't frankincense. So there's different alternatives. But so I guess I'll talk about frankincense since we're talking about it. But this is frankincense. I have like 10 drops left, but I will be getting it for free this month.
So excited.
If you spend a certain amount of money on
Jesus liked it.
Yeah. There's the 3 wise men too, which is like gold.
That is like gold.
And it's
Although,
expensive.
Did you see the price of Melissa? By the way?
Yeah, the price of Melissa. Apparently, you're worth
It's
a lot
like
of money.
$200 for a little tiny bottle.
So frankincense is $7 on its own. That's why in the $160 kit, it's like
Together with prices.
yeah, you're getting all these other oils plus the $70
And a diffuser.
And a diffuser. So that's why they created the starter kit, for people to be able to try it without, buying oils that. Some of them are pricey, but there's probably 40 oils that are under $20.
What was that?
40? How many oils are under the $20?
There's a good amount,
25.
but there's a list that's like a 20 under 20 list.
Yeah.
So
that's my list because. And then also, I like trying different oils, so it's hard for me to spend $70 on one oil when I want to try so many different things. So, but frankincense, I just got a face wash, the orange blossom face wash I have on the table there. I actually dilute it with water because it's a little 4-ounce bottle, but I put like 10 drops in 10 squeezes in a little foaming pump bottle with water, and I put frankincense in it because frankincense is really good for your skin. It's good for some. Everyone's getting sleepy time roller.
Nope, that's
That's wellness.
Oh, that's
say everybody's
There you
sleeping
go.
over.
That's a wellness roller, so everyone's good. Braided love flying.
Good job.
I got wellness on one foot and sleeping time on the other
Oh.
foot. So I'll be
Sleeping well.
I'll be sleeping well.
You did
all
not
night.
need that much help sleeping, though.
No.
Something good
Because
is
we just use cedarwood at night.
Yes,
Yeah.
he loves cedarwood. It's $10.
Cedarwood is
It's literally the best thing ever.
best oil ever.
And the Northern Lights.
That's a
That's the
991?
one.
Uh-oh, if I do that one, I may go to sleep.
Something good with frankincense. When I first started with my oils, she had just bought me my kit for my birthday, and I was like, I do research. Like, I'm a very research-prone person, and I want to make sure that what I do is, like, good. And I broke out all over my legs because they were super dry. It was, like, the end of the summer, like, beginning of the of fall. And I have pictures. I'll show you before and after pictures. And and they said the best thing to do is, like, coconut oil to hydrate your skin. And I was literally dousing myself in coconut oil, frankincense, and lavender. And I used all my whole bottle of frankincense. But it over time, it was like, 'cause I continuously did it after it healed just to make sure it wouldn't come back. But it was, like, gone within 4 days. And I was just, like, continuously every day. A sugar scrub of lavender,
I know,
frankincense.
that's what happens with Shane. Like, if I'm like, oh, it healed, and I stop applying his roller, it could come back. So it's the oils that help keep it moisturized. So I have to just do it.
Yeah. And I haven't gotten it since.
Consistency, that's a perfect example of the consistency. What I found when I started using the oils, I made myself a memory roller because once you hit, 50 plus.
When's your old
How
like
do you
you?
remember to use the roller?
I have them everywhere. I have them everywhere.
There's a knot on her finger.
But I put it on the back of my neck and I have it in my purse, and if I feel like I'm a little scattered at work, I'll put it on my wrist, and I didn't realize there's no magic. It wasn't like fairy dust and now I can remember everything. It wasn't like that. It was, okay, I'm doing it every day, and one day I forgot. And by noon, I felt like I was living in chaos at my desk. Like, I just couldn't focus for more than 2 seconds on anything. And I'm like, what is going on? Like, what's different? And I realized I didn't use my roller. And I pulled it out, and a little while later, it's like, oh, okay, I'm back.
Yeah, my coworkers make fun of me, especially Anne, if you're watching. She makes fun of me a lot for my oil use, but I use Stress Away every day, and I'll send that around too. But I just pop on a roller at the top. It's really easy. I can even show you how to do it. But
Put it on your necklace.
no, I have a mission in here.
Ah,
I've had this in for 5 days. But we have 2 more left, so I'll just finish with these, and then I have my hair. This is purification. I use this for some stinky shoes. I could use them.
Hockey
I
bag.
mean, I use it too. I've been wearing these shoes to school every day because they feel good with my feet, and everyone wonders like. But having my foot raised a little bit on those floors kind of helped me a little bit. I don't like wearing flats, so I put this like a cotton ball in the shoe, in Kyle's shoe.
To drop in your trash can.
Drop in my trash can, but I also put it in my flowers. So I put it in my flowers tonight. So I'll take a picture, and I'll take a picture in 2 weeks, and they'll probably still be living. I did that when I first started. That was one of the first little. I was like, let me see if this works. This is crazy. It's not gonna work. I know. I had my flowers for like 3 weeks. I don't diffuse purification much. This smells good, but I don't diffuse it much. If we're away for like, if we're out of the house for more than like a night or 2, like I'll come back and I'm like, oh, it doesn't, like, you know how you walk in your house and after not being there for a while and it just doesn't smell right? So, or maybe I'm the only one.
It's great to take on vacation to stinky hotel rooms.
Yeah, I mean, I diffuse it sometimes in the morning with lemon, but I usually don't diffuse it much. I do put that in with my leaf cleaner though too. The last one, I talked about Panama, but I just put lavender. Literally anything that you could think of that goes wrong in your life, you could use lavender for. My hair's stuck in the cap. That's how much I use it.
Smell in the world.
Lavender I use for sleep. Lavender I actually had a cold sore and I put a dab and it didn't taste that great, I have to be honest, but it's gone in 2 days. They're gone. I've been taking the lysine and I've been doing lavender. And it's just great to diffuse with literally anything. You can diffuse with lavender. It's good for your skin. It's in...
I drop it in my mascara, and it
I did that
really
too.
has made my eyelashes grow.
I did
Honest
that
to
too.
God.
With the beard oil. Oh my
Just
god.
talk.
I did. I know, I should. No, it's in
Go
the
get your
beard
beard
oil.
oil.
Right, it's in the beard oil.
Cedarwood
And
lavender is
it's-
in the beard oil that Kyle requested. I didn't buy it for him. He asked for it.
He's trying to grow
And
this
I was
long
like,
long.
crap, now I have to get one less thing because I have to buy this for him.
How is that? How's that work?
He wants it.
What, this?
No, I know how that works.
Oh, this is awesome.
Oh. He finished,
What are you going to say about the oil?
I don't want to say anything anymore. I feel like I'm interrupting.
Come on. You have to say something now.
No,
We
the
need a
beard
male
oil?
point of view.
No, the lavender and the beard oil with the cedar wood is absolutely amazing.
but why did you say you liked it better? No offense, Aunt Missy, but he used all of the stuff you got him.
Yeah,
with
I
it.
did.
But
Everything.
he was like, I kind of like this one better than the one Aunt Missy got.
That's okay.
And do you know?
That was last year.
Wait, do you know why I liked it
You
better?
finished it.
Well, I finished the entire bottle because it was great, but
Glad you finished
I
it.
liked it better because you don't get that oily residue on your hand. I know it sounds
soaks
weird.
in.
I know it sounds weird because we're talking about oils, but you don't get that residue on your hands, or and it doesn't stay on your hands that you have to wash your hands right afterwards. Like I just put like 3, maybe 4 drops on it, and I rub it in, and then I just kind of rub it in my hands, and it's gone. Like I don't. It's not slippery. It's not sticky.
Does it make your beard softer, or is it not itchy? Is that
I think my beard is.
beautiful?
I think it's soft as microfiber. I think it's perfect. When you get to ask Allison if it actually helps, but I'm sure it does. But no, it's absolutely great. Yeah.
Lavender is good for that, the softness, but cedarwood is actually good for hair growth. So
Oh, yeah,
that's
he
why-
needs that,
see,
right?
Yeah.
You don't need hair growth.
No. Well, that's not why, but you can. Like people do have drop cedarwood in their shampoo
Yes.
for hair growth. Young Living has shampoo. I'm buying it. I just can't yet. But cedarwood has shampoo. I'm gonna get the Copaiba shampoo because I read that was good for my type of hair, for curly hair. But they have lavender shampoo too. But I mean, I don't need help in the hair growth department, but neither does Kyle. But cedarwood is good for hair growth, and
Cedarwood's good for life.
cedarwood.
Cedarwood, rosemary,
It's good for
and
life.
lavender.
Kyle loves cedarwood. That's his all-time
That's his jam.
favorite.
That
is
and
his
Northern
jam.
Light Black
That's
Spruce
my
are my
favorite.
2 favorites.
You're so cute, Kyle. I love
Isn't
you.
he cute?
I am cute.
He's
You know
adorable.
why? I'm so
Tell everybody what you got for your birthday.
Oh my god, I got a whole line of vitality oils for my birthday. I cook with them all the time. Like, I use them all the time to cook with. Like,
If you want to have a cooking,
I had-
cooking class,
Yes.
yeah,
Yes.
but yeah, I made.
idea, by the way.
Yeah, I know you don't.
It's like, he was not excited at first.
Listen, I made pork chops.
All because of TT.
I made
Not me.
I made pork chops with just lemon,
Right.
just the oils, with just the lemon, the black
Right
pepper, and the rosemary, and it came out amazing. I used the.
And you don't use much, but you don't use
No, I don't
much.
use. I think
It's
I
like a
used
drop or two.
They don't
one drop.
expire either, which is good.
But it was absolutely great.
So that's the kit.
And stress
There's 10 oils there, and then you get
What you looking for?
cedarwood. I mean, stress.
Stress away
Oh,
something.
here it is. This is stress away. I use every day. You get the 5 milliliter. I bought the 15 because I use it every day. I literally just use it. I do not use perfume anymore. I put it behind my ears, I put it on my wrists, and it smells so good. And I bought these. They're like $9 for like 12 of them. And you just take the little plastic part off. You just can pop it right off. And then you can put the roll top on. And you can roll it right on. So this is stress white. It's amazing. So you get that with your kit as well. And you get the Ninja packets to try, which we have some for you guys to try if you want. Sorry to those of you who can't try it. But we have the Ninja to try, and then you get some samples. So you get a sample of all of the kits and all of the oils in here to hand out to friends or to use to bring to work or whatever. And then you get a sample of Peace and Calming, which I have too. Which Peace and Calming is amazing.
That's wonderful.
You can put it on, just roll it. Peace and Calming is wonderful to diffuse. My favorite with lavender. Like literally everything I diffuse is with lavender.
Erica wants you to save her.
Really? Oh my god, it's
swells
my favorite.
my sinuses.
Erica wants you to save her a peppermint brownie.
She's gonna get it in like 3 weeks.
We'll mail it. It's hard now.
So that's the kit. You get to choose one of 4 diffusers. I have 2 of those diffusers. And then I have you get the raindrop or the dewdrop or the home or the aria,
or the rainstone.
I said the rainstone.
Oh, sorry, because that's my favorite. I'm sorry.
She loves the rainstone, so does Kyle. But that's it. Wish you guys could all be here. We have plenty of wine if anyone wants to pop in and sniff some oils. But thanks for joining, and see you later.
Good night.